Hello and welcome to the daily number workout. Today is our fifth grades working on number 33. So let's start off with our word form. THIRTY, 33, THREE. And since the ones place is a 3, it is an odd number. And let's go ahead and do our factors for 33. 1 times 33, of course. 2 does not go in because it is not even. 2 only goes into even numbers that would end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. 3 goes in 11 times. 3 times 11 is 33. 4 does not go in because it's not even. 5 does not go in because it needs to have a 0 or a 5 in the ones place. 6 does not go in. 6 goes into 30 and then 36. 7 doesn't go in because it goes into 35. 8 does not go in. It goes into 32. 9 does not go in. It goes into 35. 10 doesn't go in because it doesn't end in a 0. And we're already to 11, so that's it. And because there's more than one in itself as factors, it is not prime. All right, let's move on to our next category, which is multiples. So if we're counting by 33s, it would be 33. And then 2 times 33, if we did addition over here, that would be fine. 33 plus 33 is 66. 66 would be the next one. And then let's get out our scrap paper so we can do the rest. So 33 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9 is 99. 33 times 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Drop the 2, carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 12 plus the 1 is 13, so 132. 33 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Drop the 5, carry the 1. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16, 165. 33 times 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Drop the 8, carry the 1. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 1 is 19, so 198. Then we have 33 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Drop the 1, carry the 2. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 2 is 23. So we have 231. 33 times 8 equals 8 times 3 is 24. Drop the 4, carry the 2. This is good math facts practice. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 2 is 26. So 264. And look at how I'm running out of room. I'm going to put a little line here so we know it's not connected. 33 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Drop the 7, carry the 2. 9 times 3 is 27 plus 2 is 29. So we have 297. And then, of course, 10 times 33 would be 33 with a 0. And we're done. So those are multiples of 33. So if we wanted to count by 33, this is how we would count. All right, looking good. Let's move on to our next category, which is fractions, decimals, percents. And we're going to put ratio up there as well, ratio. So hopefully you have this written down. I'm going to cover it up. And let's move on. So our fraction of today is 33 out of 100. Remember, this line is out of. It's also a division line. So there's many ways to look at that. When we're going to write this in a decimal, it would be 0 and 33. If we're going to write this in a percent, it would be 33% off. So if we walk into a store and we find they're getting 33% off of an item, that would be 33 cents off of every dollar. So if it was $10, it would be 33 cents times 10, which would be $3.30 off that item. Ratio would look like this: 33:100 or 33 to 100. Oops. And if we're going to write this in word form, it would be just like I said, 33 hundredths. I didn't say that. I said out of 100. So 33 hundredths with a THS. That tells us it's part. It's not a whole. If it's 100 over 100, it's one whole. But we're just part of 100. And then if we were to do the decimal form, it would be 0 and the word and represents our decimal and 33 hundredths. So you have everything already written down. You're just adding where you forgot or correcting whatever you have. So we're done with our fraction, decimal, percents. Let's move on to dollars. And of course, dollars is the same as our decimal, except we're just adding the dollar symbol. So it's $0.33. $0 and 33 cents. There you go. And hopefully you could see all that. Ooh, we are still on the page. Okay, so we're ready to move on. So I'm going to take some of these off so I can move my paper up. You're doing good. Hopefully you had this all written down and you're ready to rock on with our area and perimeter. So area and perimeter, remember, area equals width times length, and perimeter equals width plus length plus width plus length. So let's get started. So remember, we're just drawing rectangles to represent a certain area. So we're going to say this is 33 long by 1 tall. So this would be area equals 33 times 1, which equals 33. We also could draw it standing up. So then our width is 1 and our length is 33. So this would be area equals 33 times, oops, silly me, 1 times 33 is what I wanted to say. 1 wide by 33. So we can just change up the order of the numbers in our multiplication. We still get the same answer. And remember, this would be square units. And we're just writing units because we're not specifying what we're using: square inches, square yards, square feet. But we're just saying square units to be generic. All right, the perimeter of this would be 33 plus 1 plus 33 plus 1, which equals, so we're just adding up the sides. So 33 plus 1 plus 33 plus 1, we're just going around adding it up. If we were to open that rectangle up and put it into a long line, it would be 68 units. So 33 and 33 is 66, 67, 68. All right. And then the other one would be just the opposite, just changing up the order, because remember, it doesn't matter what order you put addition numbers in, they will always be the same. All right, our other area would be 3 by 11 or 11 by 3. So let's start off with 11 by 3. So 11 wide by 3. So we're going to say that's 11 and this is 3. We're just drawing a rectangle to represent that number. All right. And or we could have it long ways, which would look like this. And that would be 3 by 11. So let's write area equals 11 times 3, which equals 33 square units. Or it can be 3 by 11, which is the same, 33 square units. So we're just playing. We're trying to do as many ways we can write this number 33 out. Perimeter equals 3 plus 11 plus 3 plus 11. That's one way to do it. And that would be 22 plus 6 is 28 units. And then the other way would write 11 plus 3 plus 11 plus 3 equals 28 units. And that is the only way we can configure 33 squares is a 33 by 1 or 11 by 3 and 3 by 11 or 1 by 33. So that's all we have on the area this time. Sometimes we can go crazy with this, but since there's only 2 factor pairs, then we can do this one and this one. That's the 2 different factor pairs. Let's go on to volume. So I'm going to move my paper all the way up for volume. And in volume, we know volume is 3-dimensional. So our area was 2-dimensional width and length. Volume is 3-dimensional with depth and height. All right, so we're using 3-dimensional cubes. This is all about cubes. So let's start off with our first one. So we're going to draw it. We're going to say that's our 33. And we go back, our depth is 1 and our height is 1. So everybody see that? I'm going to add in the top of our rectangular prism. Got some geometry in there. And so our volume on this one would be 33 by 1 deep by 1 tall equals 33 cubic inch units. I'll just put a UN. All right, that's that one. Now let's stand it on its head. And remember, there's 3 ways to write every single one, usually. Sometimes 6 ways, like when we're talking with 1 and 1, then we only have 3 ways. So we have 1 wide by 1 deep by 33 tall. So that would be 1 by 1 by 33. It's the same numbers, just different order, still 33 cubic units. The next way to do it is make the front look like this and then make it deep. So draw yours as best as you can. So it is a 1 by 33 by 1. 1 by 33 by 1. And as you can see, we just rearranged all of these factors as many different ways as possible to show our 33 cubic units. All right, so the next one is 3 by 11. So we're going to represent it 11. We're going to go 11, then we're going to go 3. So we're going to say this is 11, this is 3, and that's 1. So let's write it out. 11 wide by 3 deep by 1 tall. So 11 times 3 times 1 is 33 cubic units. And we're going to change up this order. So this time we're going to do 11 wide by 1 deep by 3 tall or 3 high equals 33 cubic units. So how do we draw that? So we have to draw this wide by 1 deep by 3 tall. So it's going to be a little different. So 11 by 1 by 3. So we took this and we stood it up. We just stood it up. All right, let's try another one. So we're just rearranging these 3 numbers. So let's put 3 in the beginning times 1 times 11 and see how that works. So this would be 3 across by 1 deep by 11 tall. So that's what this is going to look like. And remember, we're just drawing objects the best we can. 3 by 1 by 11. So that's this one, 33 cubic units. And let's go for the next. 3 by 11 by 1 would look like. So let me move this up so you can see I'm getting more and more here. So we're saying it's 3 deep by 11, or I'm sorry, 3 wide by 11 deep by 1 tall. So it'll look something like that. 3 by 11 by 1. And of course, that is 33 cubic units. And we got to go 2 more because we've done the 11 as the first number. Now we can do 1 as the first number. And we're just playing around because we know all these different ways comes out the same to 33 cubic units. So I'm going to do that one right here. Let's see, 1 wide by 11 deep by 3, oops, sorry, 3 tall. So that would look something like this. And you see, I didn't erase it or anything. I just left my little goof up there. No worries, please. 1 by 11 by 3. There it is. Let's go the other route. 1 by 3 by 11. So that would look like, I'm running out of ink here. Use up those markers. So we have a 1 by 3 deep by 11 tall. One by 3 by 11. And there we have it. So when we have 3 different numbers, we can put it in 6 different ways. We can draw it. Look at all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But since we only have 2 different numbers in this one, because there's 2 ones, we can only do it 3 ways. And that's it. All right. Wow. This one had pretty many, but we have other numbers that have much more. You can look back at all your number workouts and see some of them have a ton of these, especially like the number 24 was crazy busy. So every number we can play with more depending on its factor pairs. Well, thank you for joining me today. I will see you soon. Have a wonderful day.